What up, everybody? We're back. It's another episode of Too Much Fantasy Football. It's Brian, it's Brennen, and we're not talking about your guys. We're talking about my guys. It's our favorite players going into the 2025 season. How we doing today, man?
If I could take a sledgehammer to all this shit behind me that has anything Colts related, I would.
But otherwise, who would you cry about every day when they make horrible decisions? And we've got one to talk about today, that's for sure. We're about to roll out a name, or several names, of guys that we're hoping don't screw us. We're hoping they do so well that we're willing to plant the flag, if you will. Call them my guys. You still staring at the bulge?
Dude, I can't help it, man. That bulge is so morbid.
For the podcast listeners, hop on over to the video feed there, and you can just check out just what that superhero is packing. He just, the baby arm down there, clearly. It's the only one I could find. That's all I could find. Couldn't find a small dick superhero, unfortunately. Brennan, as we usually do, I really actually don't even know. I feel like we go back and forth. But why don't you go ahead and start us off, though, with your first my guy?
All right, so my first my guy is a guy that I was super excited for in the offseason just because I feel like the head coach, we all predicted this. He was going to go there. He's going to fix everything that was wrong with him this last offseason. It's Caleb Williams. I think Caleb Williams right now, he's going at ADP. He's QB 15. It's around 11 typically. I think this is everyone has like Drake May as like the guy they want to draft if they punt it. I think this is the guy you really want, though. He was the number one overall pick for a reason. He's literally Mahomes light, and he has his Andy Reid, in my opinion. And like everyone was like, oh, he throwing the football into the net and watching him being frustrated. I can probably tell you, folks, your quarterback that you like probably has done that a few times in their life. I'm sure Tom Brady has. For me, he has everything going for him, finally. Everyone talked about he was in the best position possible with every weapons. What happened, Brian? They got more weapons.
Even more weapons.
And they fixed the O-line.
Did you hear the little snippet that Greg Olson slipped out on the Gamecast yesterday or the day before?
Talking about I think Burden. It was Ryan Poles, right? It was what Ryan Poles said, about Luther Burden.
Yeah, potentially could be the best wide receiver on the team. Oh, man, I'm excited about that.
Yeah, no, I watched the drive against the Bills. Granted, the Bills don't replace starters, but you just needed to see like just fluidity and confidence. And he made that drive. It was, I think, like a 93-yard drive, and he just made it really easy. And I was like, okay, Ben Johnson very much simplified this offense for him. And I would say it was the touchdown was to Zacchaeus, who's not even going to be out there, I feel like, week one, which is really weird. But again, Colson Leveland was out there. He caught passes. I mean, DJ Moore, Roma Dunze, all these guys were out there. I feel like he's going to beat QB 15. I want to stamp my flag and say he's going to be no less than QB 7 this year.
It sounds like he's your boy, huh?
Blue. It's my boy, Blue.
No, I'm kind of back in even more. I was all with you on this train for most of the spring, most of the summer. As I kind of looked at it, I kind of dialed back a little bit more, just seeing, okay, this team did let us down before. Different circumstances. We talked about Eberflus being just so crappy last year and that we were kind of setting ourselves up here. But that was also when Caleb Williams was going as QB 12. That's when we did a lot of screaming at the roof, saying, why isn't Dak higher? Dak is now up at QB 13, and Caleb is down at QB 15, which it has me in just it's that much more. This is a one of a two double tap that I'd like to do in my drafts. Grab this quarterback, grab another. If I didn't grab Dak, maybe grab a JJ McCarthy, a Trevor Lawrence, or quarterback I may bring up here in a little bit. But I think he adds a great ceiling and what should be a good floor in this Ben Johnson offense.
Yeah, I just think if you're so worried about like building your meat and potatoes and not wanting to take the top four guys of Josh Allen, Lamar, Jaden Daniels, those guys, I feel like, and you be punted, like, because then we both agree it gets kind of murky in that like Bo Nix, Baker, they all have just these like, we know they're good, but there's a question mark. And I feel like we know Caleb Williams is good and there's that question mark. So there's really no separating him from those guys I said, from QB7 to where he is right now.
He does wear fingernail polish. Are we worried about that?
I'll paint my fingernails too if he's QB7 or better, brother.
Absolutely. Love the pick. Caleb Williams, your quarterback. You're my guy. Got anything else before we move on to the next one?
No, let's hear your guy. Is it Christian
Oh,
Watson again?
I didn't even pick Christian Watson last year. All right, I almost did. I got really close.
You got really close, and I had to talk you out of it.
It was like wide receiver 40 ADP. I'm like, that just seems a little dumb to be
Yeah.
my guy. Alrighty, folks. I'm gonna bring up a fella. Damn, I was pumping him up last year and it bit me in the butt. But we had extenuating circumstances, and they get much better. I'm going with a wide receiver here. I'm going with a wide receiver with wide receiver 32 ADP. So yet again, I'm going a little deep here. Maybe a little deeper than I should. But you know what? Brennen and I haven't kind of gone back and forth with our rankings in a bit. And I'm at the point where I'm almost ready to put this guy in the mid-teens over the guy that is the wide receiver one on this team. I'm going down to South Beach. I'm going to Miami. I'm asking Tua to stay healthy, and I'm planting my flag here with Jalen Waddle. I think that we could get back where this is the wide receiver one for this team. All of a sudden, Tyreek Hill has issues he's been nagging with. We've seen decline in some of his numbers. We saw some of those evident. Like he's approaching mid-30s. Come on, the guy's old. Give me Jalen Waddle here to bounce back. Jonnu Smith got sent out of town. We got Darren Waller, so we got to watch out for that a little bit here. But now we're seeing Devon Achane knocked around a little bit. So say he misses time, we get Ollie Gordon plug it in. He's not catching passes. So it's the sheer target volume for this team. The offensive line might not even be great, so this team might completely have to dominate through the air. Give me Jalen Waddle with a top 16, top 12 upside potentially if all things fall right. If not, he's beating his wide receiver 32 as long as he stays healthy.
Yeah, these are the guys that I like targeting, right? They were established. We know they're good, but then it's just like it's the bad year, so everyone forgets about it, and everyone's like, "Oh, but he was injured." But he had 3,000-yard seasons in a row, and yes, I know Miami has a bunch of. Besides the Colts and that seat being hot, McDaniels probably has the hottest seat as well. So he's got to make this work, and I think he's going to go back to what worked their first season. Waddle was great with him and Tua. I genuinely believe that Jalen Waddle for sure beats the ADP. We and Brian both basically, I would say we kind of agreed with all of our my guys because I like a lot of his guys and he likes a lot of my guys. So this is another guy I would have had as well. I definitely think Waddle beats his ADP from wide receiver 32. At the bare minimum, he'll be a wide receiver 2. I feel
outside
like
of injury,
yes,
he cannot finish below that. I just don't see how it's possible.
Exactly.
And if you're worried talking about injury, and you look at T. Higgins. T. Higgins is going as nearly a top 12 wide receiver, and that is the poster boy for injuries. So if you're willing to just look at that, you're probably not going to win a lot of fantasy going like that, playing it safe. You have to shoot for upside, and shooting for a player that's this low in ADP that gives you such a high swing, it's hard to walk away from it.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, man. I think it's one of those things where you're scrolling past, like, who's he going near?
He is, so just above him, you got Tet McMillan, you've got Calvin Ridley. Behind him, Chris Olave, Roma Dunze, Jerry Jeudy, Jordan Addison. So there are a handful of players I really like in this range. George Pickens also there. Like I think Travis Hunter has said. So there's a lot of players I like there, but depending on the build, I feel like he gives you just such a high floor with the 20 to 25% target share that is almost guaranteed to come his direction.
Yeah, he's like going right where like your wide receiver 3 would be, or like at the worst wide receiver 2. And I think he's gonna be exactly what you drafted him to be, either a wide receiver 3 or 2. And I think he might even beat that out because we've seen him be as his best season was wide receiver 10, right?
Yeah. 7th round pick is what you're getting with Jalen Waddle. It's amazing.
Yeah. So I'm right there with you.
Give me your next one. Who are we going to next?
Man, it's tough because I was like, I think I told Brian, I was like, I don't know if I want to have this guy as my guy because I think everyone has him as my guy. Like, it's so hard not to, when you put on the tape from when he played at college and you just see he's literally the best, like at graded out. He was the best at breaking tackles. Like he was literally number 1 at breaking tackles, and he's going into the NFL. Yeah, there is some certain, uncertainty with everything else like that. It's Amari and Hampton, by the way. I think everyone knows that.
Wait, it's not the other rookie, the JCM?
Yeah, Bill.
No, Bill. Okay, fine. Omari and Hampton, look at that beast right there. Tell us about him.
Dude, 6 foot 220. When I was standing next to him, I thought he was a linebacker. I think me and Brian both said that's a running back. That's not a linebacker. Um, I it's just how everything has unfolded since being drafted. The Chargers. Everyone's like, when's he going to take over? Right? Najee's there. Right? Everyone's like, he's gonna. It's obviously it's a crowded backfield. Well, Najee's. I don't think Najee's playing week 1. I don't even know when Najee's going to play. And so he's still at ADP, a 4 or 5 turn. There's no way. There, I can tell you folks that in your home leagues, I have pick 1 in one of my main home leagues. I am genuinely contemplating. I don't even know if I'll get Hampton at like 212 or 3-1. I think now he is for sure solidified that role. He's going to be week 1 starter. He's in an offense with Greg Roman, who literally just all he does is run the football. He's a 4-down back. Not my words. That's his coach's words verbatim. I I think Brian, I have him ahead of some of the guys that you have, like Chase Brown, Bucky. I like. What is the difference between him and Genty? Genuinely, like where they're going.
I I think he has a better setup than Genty does. As far as like they're both are going to be the bell cow for the team. I think Hampton, even with the Slater injury, he's got a better offensive line. I think the better team overall. Is this a Marvin Harrison Malik Neighbors situation that we saw last year? Everybody tried so hard to say that, oh, this one's so much better, when maybe they're both just really good.
Yeah, like I mean, this is what's crazy about it is that like I definitely think Genty's an elite prospect, but I mean I watched Hampton's tape and I'm just like he's just as good, if not he could be right there with him. So, and I understand why Genty is going where he's going at. He's in a Pete Carroll offense. He likes to run the football. Okay, Greg Roman likes to run the football too, just as much. I promise you. And I'm Gino accurate. So is Justin Herbert accurate. Their entire situation is very similar. So again, like I don't like if honestly, if I would have saw the rankings, honestly Hampton should probably be going legitimately in these running back leagues, like probably like pick 16.
Yeah, if he's holds on to, I mean, we're going into draft week, folks.
Mm-hmm.
If you're really smart, you're going to go into the week before draft week because I like going like home draft every year for us is Labor Day. We do it every year right on that Monday night to try and wait as much time. But I'm worried, but by the time we're drafting in my home league, he's in the top 10 and top 12, and that's what I'm nervous about. I'm not as bullish as you, just in that I've got him a little closer to 10 than I do. You got him like 6, 7 somewhere there.
I think I'm at 8. I think like he's right there at 8 for me.
So yeah, not too far behind, but RB 14, it's a steal either way for both of us. What I'm worried about is when he gets to RB 10. Traditionally, we haven't seen Greg Roman's guys really thrive in the passing realm, but even without that passing work, I still think the potential's
Who
there
who has
with
Greg
one-eyed
Roman had
Najee.
that's similar to Hampton though?
I get that. I get that. He's had
Yeah,
some mobile quarterbacks as well, but just looking at that historically, that does kind of stick out a little bit as just, you want to look at all of the negatives too, so you're not completely
yeah,
biased with these
I
players. But
agree.
I don't think it's a losing pick, especially in the fourth round. If he falls to the fourth round, folks, it's butter. It's great. You stick it on
I
the
think he
bread.
falls like late third. Take him.
Oh yeah, 100%. I'll be aiming for him there in the third, but any falling, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Alrighty. My next one, you know what? I love it. Let's keep talking running backs. Let's keep this train rolling. Let's talk about, oh my gosh, folks, this is year 4 for this running back. I can honestly say I've never been in on this fella across his first 3 years in the league. Wasn't out. Like, I know there's talent there. It was out maybe one or two. Regardless, I'm all in, baby. I'm all contract year. New offensive coordinator. We've seen the explosion rate with this fella. I get it. He's got a really good backup, but you know what? When he's on the field, it's his folks. It's all him. It's Kenneth Walker, the 1-2, the third. Yeah, buddy, let's go. I'm ecstatic. I've been grabbing him everywhere I possibly can. According to Warren Sharp, he's got the 4th easiest schedule for running backs. Offensive line was crap last year. They're graded out as crap this year, but they're also very young. They took another offensive line in the second round this year, and there's chances for this team to continue to develop, and maybe the offensive line can really lock that up. The big excitement here is the offensive coordinator they brought, Clint Kubiak from the Saints, who were great those first 2 years until injuries and the team caught up with himself and it fell off. But if you look at rushing grades that are better than Kenneth Walker last year in 2024, Derrick Henry and Bijan Robinson. If you look at running backs with more targets per game than Kenneth Walker, Alvin Kamara and Devon Achane. So you're saying he was the third best in targets per game, and one of the guys that was better was the one that was in the system that he's now in? Yeah, buddy, let's go! Look, this guy cannot be below a top 12 running back without an injury, or with unless there's an injury. If there's injury, yeah, I totally get it. But he also feels the safest in that he has a backup that can plug in and give you at least 90% of that. There's not many guys that you can tell that. CMC, absolutely. He's worried. You're worried about the workload, all that, so I need to grab his backup. Which one is it? There's like six freaking guys. Kenneth Walker, it's him and Charbonnet. Grab them both. I don't care. I'm just absolutely in love with the fact that this guy will finish top 10 this year for us, pending injury.
I like the pick. I think he is like I don't want to. This is like it sounds mean, but it's like the Walmart version of Bijan, if that makes sense. Like,
sure, I'll take that.
Like it's just
I'll
because like the snap percentage isn't really high for most season. It seems like I'm looking at it right now. It seems like he hovers right at like 67% of the snaps. So he's not always on the field, but when he's on the field, though, he's very, very good. And again, like he's going as RB16. I mean, I would love him as my RB2. I think, and especially where he's going ahead of he's going ahead of my guy Hampton, which I think it's gonna be a tough time. So let me ask you this though: would you take Hampton or take Walker? Who's your real guy?
Look, Walker's going at RB16. I'm taking Walker. He's cheaper, but they're literally going at 409 and 407.
Yeah, I know. I just want to
The
see
big
who you
difference is
take.
Hampton is going in the third round and underdog. So I think that's really the only thing.
Yeah.
Look, if I'm playing no injury, I do have Kenneth Walker just above Omari and Hampton. I'd be willing to put those guys back to back there. We play no injuries. I just love I love the pick this year, man. Clint Kubiak plays with the fullback. They've got two on the roster right now, so that's just one more blocker for Kenneth Walker in this. He excels, absolutely excels in this run gap, this zone scheme that they have there. So got all hot and bothered there. Got a little excited, but Kenneth Walker, man, I feel it. I feel it deep inside me. This is his Saquon last year, the year that he stays healthy, and he flies away with it. Flies away into that new contract that he needs.
No, I like the pick though. It's a good pick. I think Walker. I would really like Walker as my RB2, so I like the pick.
But if you could get him as RB3, woo, woo,
Yeah,
couldn't handle it. Couldn't handle it. Just like I can't handle this next player you have for us. Who's it gonna be?
all right, so this is a guy that I think people are kind of just forgetting about, and I understand why. I mean, he's probably on the worst team possible. His quarterback, I don't know who it is. They still haven't named it yet. But again, like I actually the reason why I'm having him as my guy is I actually trust the head coach. I trust the play caller. It's Chris Olave is my third guy. It's Chris Olave. He's going as wide receiver 33. He's currently going at like round like early 10, late 9. Brian, I mean, his first year he finished as a wide receiver 25. His second year is wide receiver 16. Obviously, the concussions are a huge issue. If you just take the concussions out and he plays 17 games, do you really think he's going to finish worse than wide receiver 30?
No. So it's a very similar. I mean, it's a reason they're going back to back, him and Jalen Waddle, but very similar. As far as on field efficiency, Chris Olave has one of the highest yards per route run because when he's out there, he's efficient and he gets it done. Now, he doesn't have the peakest of the peak games. I don't believe he's ever finished above a. No, he hasn't. He's never finished above wide receiver 6 on a given week. So he doesn't exactly give you the highest of ceilings, but that floor there, the floor that he offers is absolutely unreal when he's out there. As far as consistency last year, 65% of his games he was over double digit points. So it's not bad. You know, especially on when you have to take it, like he's on a horrible team. This is not Drew Brees' Saints anymore. This is insert
They're looking for
QB
the quarterback in
ABC.
2026. That's Saints is what they are. No, I why I like it too is that I think the Saints are going to be bad. They're going to have to throw the football. I think it's going to be a lot. Really, more so, I like him and in full point PPR. I think I should probably specify that. I like him in half point PPR too. I think he's just going to lead this team in targets. I think he's going to lead this team in catches. I, I mean, honestly, he might lead the team in touchdowns just because of how bad this team is. And you're getting him in the 10th round essentially. And for a guy who has been good, yeah, I understand the quarterback situation's dicey, but I trust I Ken Moore, right, as a play head coach.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm
Moore,
sure. What's it called? Keenan, Kellen Moore.
Kellen Moore. Why am I drawing? Yeah, there you go. Kellen Moore from. I always remember him as a quarterback from Boise State. It's still
Yeah, oh,
this
yeah.
day,
That's all I
but
think of it too.
yeah, that's all I think about too. But no, I genuinely think that Chris Olave here, and it's not the sexiest pick, but I just think if you're getting passed into the double digit rounds, get a guy who's done it before. And he's still young. He's on his rookie contract.
Yeah, and there was trade rumors around him too on the offseason. I thought the team was really going to make a move for him.
I thought
I
so
get
too. I thought teams were definitely going to try to trade for him.
I don't mind the shoot for the upside, especially on ESPN when you can get him in the mid ninth. It's the late sixth and the late seventh that I don't necessarily love on Sleeper and Yahoo, especially when you have him going behind guys like Pickens, Hunter, McMillan, Ridley, Waddle,
Mm-hmm.
Odunze, Judy, Addison. I can see taking him above there, but just in that sixth and seventh round, I'm not necessarily relying on those players, but I'm still getting players with pretty good upside, and I just don't know what that truly is. You say you can see him leading in touchdowns, but what does that actually mean? You know, Calvin or Alvin Kamara is still going to be there. Juwan Johnson, the tight end, might actually be the guy that could be the red zone. At the end of the day, it's a rookie or a rookie adjacent between Rattler and Shuck that are going to be throwing the ball. So I just the ceiling is definitely there, and we also know that this guy isn't a true ceiling player or hasn't been thus far in his career. So
Exactly.
I think there's upside. I just don't know how in. When model's sitting right there, I can't be fully in on this guy.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Anything else you want to any more
No,
flowers you want to give to our boy?
no, the flowers will come during the season.
Flowers shall come. Alrighty. Folks, I did a thing. I did a thing. I've been speaking wildness for months on months. I thought this was going to be my tight end really since like January-ish. There's been like three tight ends I've been flirting with, but this is the one I've been looking at. I've been wanting some strange. I've been wanting to dabble in there. But with that 15th round ADP going as tight end 21, it felt irresponsible. It felt Christian Watson esque. And I'm going to pivot. This is going to be my streamer. I'm going to throw it at you guys all year round. So slurp it in, slurp it in, take it
Hey,
in,
yo.
something like that.
Yeah.
We're going to pivot though. We're going kind of mid, but late to mid to kind of early ish. Tight end, baby. Let's go. Tyler Warren. Have you seen the kid play? Have you seen him out there? I am all in. I'm ready to do it. I'm ready to be hurt and tell you guys in January, do not take a tight end where he is. But I don't mind it. We don't mind it right now. Going as tight end 10, going in the ninth round on Sleeper, 10th on Yahoo, in 11th on ESPN. This kid looks like he is going to be the offense. Whether it's taking the snaps in line, whether it's out wide, in the slot, there at the backfield, tush pushing it there underneath center, baby. I don't care. This kid should absolutely crush, even if the pie is a bit smaller in the passing game. I'm seeing this kid being a huge chunk of it, over that 20%, maybe even that 25% threshold if these injuries hit the wide receivers like they kind of do. Tyler Warren, man, bring me home another rookie tight end one on the season. That's not what I'm projecting, not overall one, but he can finish top 12 easy.
No, I like the pick, obviously. I mean, bias aside, I definitely think he's gonna be the Joker for this offense. Like he's gonna like I said before, I think he's gonna get I had set the line at 1.5 touchdowns for rushing, and Brian, you hit the over, and I think so too. I think you can do a lot of things with him that
Yeah,
most
you
tight ends you
can.
can't. I think that's why he's really attractive as a player. I just think one, he has a knowledge of the game where he always finds the soft spots in coverage, and he was number one against man coverage as a tight end out of college. So I genuinely think it's just gonna be tough with him. And I think there's just like what about him is that like there's other guys on the Colts that you have to worry about too. Jonathan Taylor. There's also, I mean, not like going to say names like Michael Pittman and stuff like that, but you do have to worry about them where they're not always just going to shield over Tyler Warren. So I like the pick. I definitely think he's going to beat the ADP to tight end 11. I have him more closer to tight end. I think for me it's tight end 7 or 6.
Yeah, I've got him close. Yeah, seven's where I have him too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got to do it. We got to swing a little bit higher than I want to. David Njoku is also a little enticing as well, just with the Flacco news.
Yeah.
But that's seventh round ADP. I don't want seventh round tight end. No, thank you.
No, thank you.
All right, you have one player left, man. Who is it gonna be? It's a kicker,
I you
right?
know,
It's a
I,
totally
it is a
kicker.
kicker. Yeah, kickers are real people. No, no. My next guy, he was deemed the Joker of the offense. It's Evan Ingram. He's a new tight end for the Broncos. I mean, they went out and they signed him right beginning of free agency. So I was like, all right, so they definitely wanted him. They definitely want to fit him in that offense. And I was kind of worried. I think you and I both were going into the draft. Like they could still draft a tight end. They could still draft, offensive players. They didn't. Their first round pick was a cornerback out of Texas. And their second round pick was the running back. And then their third round pick was a wide receiver. And then he's gotten some comps with Michael Thomas. But again, like after Cortland Sutton, who do you think has the lead in targets?
I think if it's I would be willing to put it on the running back room as a whole.
Okay.
And then if not, it has to be Evan Ingram. Like
Yeah.
I think that Marvin Mims is talented. I am excited to see what we get out of this third round rookie that they have. I know that Franklin and Vele also have talent, but there is no one I don't feel like that gives me wide receiver two vibes consistent. Like plug and play. Sure, this feels like your second target, non running back target, like vibes. Absolutely.
Yeah. And the one thing about why I like him too is that like obviously like everyone's like Sean Payton system, everyone goes back to Jimmy Graham. And I'm not going to sit there and say he's Jimmy Graham because it's ridiculous. Jimmy Graham had led the team in targets. He was number one or at least number two most years. But the one thing that he was really good at, and I think what I think Evan Ingram's going to emulate though, is that Jimmy Graham was always open in the end zone. And the reason why is because Sean Payton draws him to be open in the end zone. So I think Evan Ingram is like, let me read you the touchdowns for Jimmy. 11, 9, 16, 10, 2, 6, 10 those years in Seattle.
Let me read you Evan Ingram's touchdowns because this is where we differ. I think that he's going to get to where we both have him projected, but in very different ways. Because Evan Ingram, his rookie season, he had 6 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of that, he's never finished with more than 4. It's
I
been
know.
3 and 4 touchdowns every season. He is not known as that presence there. He is more of a yak/possession guy, because we've seen him with 114 receptions before, nearly beat the record. So that's kind of where I see him on the back as that wide receiver too, soaking up targets. But if he gets the touchdowns, man,
I definitely expect Sean Payton to utilize him in the red zone. I expect him to, I think with them going and getting J.K. Dobbins and Harvey, I think they're going to spread the ball out more. And I think Bo Nix will find Ingram more so in the end zone than most.
he's looking he's going in the eighth round, and eighth round across your 3 major.
So it's
So
just right after drafting all your guys. You've drafted your wide receivers, your running back. So now it's like, okay, I can either pivot to a quarterback or a tight end. And he's usually right there for me after I've taken 3 running backs, 3 wide receivers, or even maybe a quarterback here and there. And he's just always right there. And I just feel like he's going to be at least, honestly, I want to say the bare minimum of targets for this team. I want to say at least 100. I mean, that's the bare minimum, I feel like, in this offense.
I think, yeah, right around 1 to 110 targets is something that I think is very. It's not a bad bet to place. He's going around guys like Jordan Addison, suspension. Brian Robinson being shopped right now. Chris Godwin may not start. Devo Samuel, we don't know about him. Tyrone Tracy, So I think this is a good spot. Like you said, you could walk out of there with 4 wide receivers, 3 running backs, and this is your first of your one-off players right here. And then you get your quarterback next, and you have. He's a great building piece. He's just out of that range
Yes.
that I am willing to swing shots on in the tight end position.
Yeah, because like I don't know. I'm not big on Laporta. Like I'm hoping Laporta goes before him, so I don't think about it because it's just like I think there's more question marks with Laporta than there is Evan Ingram in my mind.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I'm completely out on Laporta this year.
Yeah.
Whew. Well, that's it. We're
That's
done,
it.
right? No,
Yeah.
hold on, folks. I got one more. I got to get my quarterback out here. And damn it, if I didn't think it was going to be J.J. McCarthy for the longest time. But it's not. But it's not. It's Drake May. Yes, the quarterback that somebody was trying to besmirch just a little bit ago. Just a little bit. Not much. This is the QB 16 on ADP right now, literally right after Caleb Williams. So if you said, hey, Brian, I don't know which one of the two I want to take them both. Take them both. I don't give a shit. I think it's great. You grab both these guys. You've got floor ceiling and then like it's a great combo pick. Drake May last year had one of the fewest design rush plays last year. I don't believe just very minimal, and his scramble rate was outrageous. This kid absolutely crushed there. So you're bringing in Josh McDaniels, who can actually come in here and build an offense. He's good. He's a good offensive caller, pretty good at least. While he's rocking the red.
Great offensive call or terrible head coach.
So I think he's going to set this guy up well. He has a dominant number one. Pretty dominant number one, and Stephon Diggs. I get it, he's coming off the ACL, he's older, but he knows how to fill that role well. A lot of emerging talents as far as the other wide receivers behind him. Kyle Williams got taken in the second round. Demario Douglas is a great wide receiver 3 possession guy for you. You have Hunter Henry at the tight end position. Austin Hooper's there just to bring in some vibes too. Offensive line got shored up this year. This team went from 4.5 wins projected last year to 8.5 this year. We're seeing the improvement come in. The defense should put them in a great position. And folks, if that didn't get you wet and wild, let's talk about one of the best schedules in the NFL this year. Give me Drake May as your sleeper quarterback. You're taking this guy you're taking way after everybody else has already had theirs, and he's going to bring you that money, get you that top 10 finish.
I like it. I think why I like him more is that I like them bringing back Josh McDaniels, and then they're honestly, it's so why I like this is because Rabel, McDaniels have all been linked together. They've been play calls together. They've done all that stuff, so they are very much in sync, and they feel like they have the right pieces to compete, and they'll probably just add more and more. But they also they're starting to rewind history. I think Travion Henderson is James White.
Dude looks like a Patriot.
Yeah,
looks like a Patriot.
It's crazy because I think they're basically gonna make it very simple for Drake May. Go through your reads, not open. Travion's open. I think that's what made Tom Brady successful too.
The most explosive player they have on offense right now is a pass catching running back. So a security blanket for a guy who doesn't always even need one with the rushing ability. So now he can either take off left or dump it off right. Drake May is set up for so much success this year. I believe in the talent. I liked what I saw last year. I'm ready to hit some overs on the rushing yards all year long. Give me Drake May as my quarterback, my guy.
Yeah, I like him too. I think, I don't know, in your home leagues, he'll go as quarterback 16. I think he's going to be, I have a feeling the leagues that I'll play in, he's probably going to go as quarterback 12, 13, just because of the rushing upside. I think he's not, I don't think you're going to get the discount. Maybe in those friendly work leagues and stuff like that, but those money leagues, I feel like he's got more of that than people realize.
My home league's a super flex league, so I could end up taking him earlier than I should in the third or fourth round, or he's gonna fall, and somebody's gonna snipe him way. I'm so nervous. I'm trying to approach this guy this year in my home league.
Yeah.
All right. So to wrap up, Brennan, who are your 4 my guys?
My 4 my guys are Caleb Williams, Omarion Hampton, Chris Olave, and Evan Ingram.
Whoop, whoop. And I have Drake May at quarterback. I have Kenneth Walker III at running back, Jalen Waddle at wide receiver, and then Tyler Warren at tight end. I feel good this year. I feel good. Last year, I might have been a little too cocky coming into the My Guys episode, flexing a little bit at too much wildness. This year, I feel like we honed it back, really took advantage of some ADPs.
Who were your My Guys last year, Brian?
We don't have time to get into that. We don't have time to get into that, Brendan, where are the folks finding you?
You can find me on X at Too Much BMulk.
And folks, it's at Too Much _ Brian for me on X, at Too Much Brian everywhere else, Reddit and all those others. If you're looking for us, come check us out there. Leave us a review, leave us a comment, whether you're on YouTube, whether you're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all that great stuff. Hit us up in the comments for the Listener League. It's $100 of the champion. It's free to play. Let us know. We'll see y'all next time.
Bye.
Oh, a little early.